is Joy News Prime.
You're welcome to Joy News Prime here on Joy News on Multi TV. This bulletin is seen right around the world on the internet at myjoyonline.com, but also across Europe on ABN television. In this edition, Accra Mayor Alfred van der Poel vows to go ahead with the demolition of a section of the old Fadama slum, despite protests from residents and key figures in the governing National Democratic Congress. A member of parliament is meanwhile demanding a tightening of security there after rioters invaded the house yesterday, vandalizing property in the process. Elsewhere, traders and transport operators also protest relocation of KJTR bus terminal to make way for the Grand Kumasi Central Market. Government downplays fears the country faces another judgment-led controversy over the abrogation of the contract for the upgrade of Ghana's broadcasting system from analog to digital. And pressure group Citizen Ghana Movement launches nationalism campaign to get Ghanaians to rally round the flag. We also have business, sports and international news all coming up in this 60 minutes bulletin. You stay tuned. Now, very first story. The mayor of Accra has resolved to carry through with the planned demolition of a section of the old Fadama slum here in Accra, despite serious objections and confrontation from both the residents and key figures in the governing National Democratic Congress. The residents yesterday staged sporadic protests in the city, including a raid on Parliament House, during which property was vandalized. A high-powered meeting today between the Deputy Local Government Minister and regional ministers, as well as the Accra Mayor and the National Disaster Management Organization, was disrupted when angry party supporters led by the Dododiodio Constituency Secretary confronted the mayor. They accused him of being insensitive and acting against the interest of the NDC. Their worry is that the demolitions will cost the NDC to lose the 2016 elections.
Don't do anything. If you want me to spoil this, don't talk to anyone. I want to die. You won't die. I will die. Mohammed. I have been a bullet. Mohammed. They are still there doing it. You see, we are receiving calls. Good.
Mohammed, he has called him. He has called him. Let's go. I want to grant.
Chief, don't do anything. If you want me to spoil this.
Now, joining us is Michaela Anderson. Also encountered a situation where Deputy Local Government Minister Nilante van der Poel, who is also the MP for the area, attempted to halt the demolitions in the wake of the protest by the NDC executives.
We've had a meeting, a follow-up meeting. I, the Deputy Regional Minister, the Mayor, NADMO and others, we've had a follow-up meeting to a meeting yesterday. We agreed on some things. One of the basic issues we agreed is that those who have willingly decided to go back, we're going to make transportation available to them. We're going to make some little support available to them so that they will go back. We've organized already. We're getting some buses that are available. We are asking the executive to get in there and get those people ready, and then they will get back. Two, for those who do not want to go back, but they be affected, by the women and children, we are working out an arrangement together, the mayor, the regional coordinating council, NADMO, and we are working an arrangement for them. For now, we are resolving. We are trying to see, and then the third one has to do with the scope. We've agreed on the scope of work to be done now, because they agreed on 100 meters on both sides of the poly. Apparently, they are claiming the AMA has gone beyond the 100 meters, but we've decided, we've talked. So the mayor is going there with the executive now. We are all going to the side now to look look at what has to be done, and then we'll try and make sure we stay within the boundaries of the 100 meters on both sides as have been agreed. I think it's been a good discussion. It's good we've had a discussion so that we'll know what to do. We'll take it from there.
Now, the Accra Mayor is refusing to back down. In an exclusive interview with Joy News, Alfred Van der Poy announced plans to sponsor a mass evacuation for residents of Old Fadama who wish to return to their home regions.
It's going so well. We are achieving the objective. The objective being that we know that over the years we've had families, we've had people who have created land out of the existence of the Koli by filling it with sawdust and sand and built on it and living on it. The time has come for that situation to change, because that situation is not helping anybody. June 3rd drew our attention strongly and affirmed what we have always believed, that we need to change that situation. That if we didn't change it, one day either it will rain and rain very extensively, that the people living on the Koli, living on sawdust, will be washed away, or that situation will exist. The Koli will not have a waterway into the ocean, and people inland will be swept away. Both scenarios are not good for anybody.
Very well. We heard from the Deputy Local Government Minister yesterday. He mentioned that there was an agreed plan in terms of the barriers, where in terms of the demolition exercise, and it seems you went beyond those agreed terms with the leaders here.
No, look, we have been meeting with the elders of this community for over 4 years. You know, I've been a mayor for 7 years. We've been meeting with them 5 years. And every day we have maintained that we will work within up to 100 meters. But look, when we came in and we started working, we realized that the 100 meters was stopping in the middle of the Koli. When you look at the edge over here and the edge on that side, we are almost close to the 100 meters. But look at where we are. That's what you are seeing.
Now, on June 12, during a tour of some flooded areas, President Mahama visited the Old Fadama slum and the precise locations where dredging of the Koli Lagoon is ongoing, and gave an indication of the impending demolition. The President's comments, which we'll play back in a bit, gave an indication he was going to see this through despite the political ramifications.
You can see the effect of the community on the lagoon. A lot of human activity around the lagoon area, including unsanitary practices, pollution, and all that. At the time the restoration project was going on, I remember a survey was done, and Sodom and Gomorrah was said to be a settlement of about 30,000 people. We've not done another survey, but my understanding is the population has virtually doubled. And so we'll be talking about anything between 50 and 60,000 people. We necessarily must do something about it, because it is a danger both to the people who live in the settlement and to the whole of the development of the city. And so the mayor and the institutions concerned are going to start some sensitization, and we'll have to find a means of resettling a lot of the people there so that we can demolish and allow the water channel to be freed up. There was a plan to resettle the people at Ajin Kotoku, and that project was not ever completed, and so the resettlement didn't take place. But I think that we must learn the lessons of what has happened, and out of this tragedy, one has to do what he has to do. And so I guess, I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah is an indictment on us. Even the conditions in that settlement are not the best for human habitation.
In a related development, MP for Nkranza North, Major retired Derek Oduro, is demanding immediate steps to beef up security at Parliament House to prevent another mass breach of the premises, as happened yesterday when residents of Old Fadama took their protest all the way to the forecourt of the House. The residents who were protesting a demolition of their structures at Old Fadama, also known as Sodom and Gomorrah, vandalized property at Parliament House and stabbed a policeman on duty. The MP, who is a ranking member on the Defence and Interior, said that invasion by the protesters put the lives of the MPs at risk.
They took their anger on Parliament. They came to Parliament House here, and they were able to overrun the security over here. They also withdrew tactically. I'm saying that they didn't run away, they withdrew. A policeman was stabbed in Parliament House here. And you could see the damage that they've caused in the Parliament House. They've broken so many lights, flower pots, even the coat of arms, the one that signifies that this place is an institution of government. They have destroyed the coat of arms. I even warned Parliament House here, and then the Speaker as well, that one day if we are not careful, people will run on us, or something will happen, and there will be the need for us to run away. And I said that Speaker is wearing a rope. That like, Reverend Father, it can choke somewhere, and then you will find himself entangled in some of the chairs, and now run away quickly. That the security is not adequate. It's about time we thought deeply into that and then provide the necessary security strength in Parliament House here. Those that they are driving away from that place, where are they going? And they are coming to the street. Some of them are going to turn themselves into armed robbers. Some are going to be pickpockets. Some are going to be murderers. Where are they going to stay? You think they will go back to the north, where they came from? No. They ran away from the war zone, and they are here. Some of them cannot go back.
Meanwhile, Deputy Minority Leader Dominic Nitul is also blaming the Accra Mayor and government for the chaos, which he says was the result of a knee-jerk approach to the problem.
I think that what he did was just a knee-jerk reaction to the floods. And he wants to find a scapegoat to it, because people are calling for his resignation and people are saying that he is to blame. He wants to find a knee-jerk reaction, and he's hiding behind these floods to do that, because he believes that the people of Ghana will support him, the people of Accra will support him. So let me go and clear these people. But you are causing a security situation. Look at what happened in Parliament yesterday, where over 1,000 people marched to Parliament. Can you imagine if Parliament were in session with all these cars? The police couldn't control them yesterday, because Parliament does not have enough police. Our security is so weak that the people were able to just march like that, destroy coat of arms, destroy everything on their way. For example, if they had come here and all these cars were here yesterday, the mayhem that would have been caused, it would have been unimaginable. So I am saying that the AME chief executive is to blame, and the government is to be blamed for all this. I'll give you an example. In 2013, the government engaged these very people. When the Quanti project was to take off, the people themselves willingly destroyed 30 meters along the river. They destroyed it. They said, look, this is good for us. Just build a water where you are looking for. We will make sure that we move our own people. The people are law-abiding people, but we have criminalized them by what we have done. Today, look at the chaos that we have caused. This over 10,000 people, where are we going to put them?
Now, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly today began the relocation of transport operators and traders at the KJT Lorry Terminal to pave way for the reconstruction of the Kumasi Central Market. The exercise, however, encountered some resistance from some of the affected persons who are unwilling to move to the new site. They eventually mobilized and marched to the Menchia Palace to petition the Asante Hene. Correspondent Prince Appiah has more.
What is this was that they didn't know about it until they were halfway through to Menchia Palace, when they had a letter that there was an injunction, so the police came and then prevented them from going any further. And they were very much worried about it, because for days they've been visiting the police to ask for permission to go on this particular protest. The police tell me that initially they asked for 1 week continuous permission to demonstrate for 1 week, and the authorities and the police tell me that that wasn't possible because they didn't have the enough human resource to do that. And again, there was another demonstration by a woman group that is tomorrow, so they definitely cannot do that. So they asked them to reconsider their decision, and this group of KGTR drivers grouped, and then they went back and they filed another permission. They filed another. Yeah, the first phase is expected to end on the 29th of this month. There will not be any of such exercise. It's going to continue on the Thursday, then on a Friday, then it continues the following week. So by 29th, the first phase will be done, and then the second phase will continue.
In another development, Brazilian contractors engaged to reconstruct the Kumasi Central Market are worried a continued delay in the construction process will greatly affect their work. So far, more than 100 containers of materials have arrived in the country, and a lot more is expected in a few weeks' time. Manufacturing of the steel structure and other materials are also ongoing in Brazil. Considering the pace at which the contractors are working towards a project, Chief Executive Officer of Contractor Sabio Kamal believes further delay will hinder the whole project. In an interview with Mahmoud Mohamed Nuruddin, Fabio wants construction work to begin as scheduled to avoid additional issues in the future.
First, the actual part of the works on the ground has been delayed in the past 4 months due to all these discussions and communications needed with all the unions, the associations of the traders. But as of now, we are almost in the final stage of this process. So we expect to start the work pretty soon. So because we are also confident that as soon as all the population sees the actual work on the ground, the understanding of the project will be much different. But apart from the
Local governance expert George Che Bafo says Ghana's current decentralized system is being threatened by the manipulations of the central government. He says the deliberate move by government not to secure parliamentary approval to extend the tenure of office for district assemblies, thereby making MMDCs operate without checks, is compromising accountability at the local level.
What is happening in this country relative to decentralization is something that is quite unique. Because you see, government was aware that the term of assemblies was coming to an end, and the ministry had all the authority and powers to have interacted with the electoral commission or prompted the electoral commission for a clear timetable to be prepared to start the process. Nothing happened. And now we allowed the assembly's tenure to elapse. Government had the mandate under the constitution, like I've stated, to have gone to parliament under a certificate of urgency to extend the term of the assemblies. Government decided not to adopt that option, but decided rather to use the unorthodox means, the illegal means, to allow MMDCs to continue to perform, the administrative and executive functions of the assemblies. I think it was deliberate because, you see, when things go this way, it allows the MMDCs to act without any checks and balances. Exactly. The accountability factor in the governance arrangement at the local level is compromised. Now, once the assemblies are dissolved, the executive committees are also, by extension, dissolved. All the subcommittees which are supposed to play critical roles in ensuring accountability are all dissolved.
So in effect, there's no check.
Exactly. So you have, a de facto dictatorship at that level.
He also describes as suspicious a directive to MMDCs to make payments to a certain company for fumigation exercise, especially when statutory payments are annually made to waste management firm Zoom Lion for the same exercise.
As I speak, there's a fiat to MMDCs to make effect set payment to a company, I think 15,000, to undertake fumigation in all the 216 MMDs in this country. Meanwhile, every quarter of the year, some amount of money is deducted from the District Assembly Common Fund as sourced by central government, paid to Zoom Lion to undertake the same activity. And these activities are not undertaken. But because of political convenience, government has the guts to ask MMDCs to pay some more money to some other company to undertake the same fumigation. If the assemblies were there, perhaps the ball game would have been different.
Watching Joy News Prime here on Joy News on Multi TV. We're taking a break, but we have more stories coming up. Don't go away. The Ghana Medical Association is giving the Ministry of Health a one-week ultimatum to provide its members with better service conditions. The association is threatening that if the ministry fails to meet this deadline, its members will resign en masse. The GMA says it will take to the streets on Republic Day to protest against poor service conditions. Dr. Ernest York is the chairman of the Greater Accra branch of the Ghana Medical Association.
I'm sure you've been hearing in the media about our conditions of service. Doctors and other health professionals in the health service have never had a conditions of service document that they ascribe to, and we thought that this is a time to call for it. We did that several years ago. We were close to signing one, but at the advent of the single spine pay policy that was scuttled, we were told that certain aspects of the conditions of service document will be found in the single spine pay policy, and therefore we should hold on. We held on several years after nothing has happened, and we thought that this is a time to demand it. We've done that at our AGC, annual general conference last year in Cape Coast, in Takoradi to be precise, and gave an 8-month ultimatum that come June 30th, if we don't have any condition of service document, we would advise ourselves. The next day we will make a protest. We will protest, and whatever form that we take, we will let everybody know. There were suggestions, yes, and that included, yes, resignation, yes, going on strike, yes, a vigil, wearing red armbands, and all these things will be put in the pot period of considerations that the National Council will take. And I can tell you this process started not less than 10 years ago with some of Labour, Osengama as a consultant. We nearly came to sign a document, but they scuttled it. There is a deliberate attempt to scuttle us. But let everybody be aware that this time we are not going back on our way.
With the rains setting in, the possibility of a cholera outbreak is imminent, especially as most places in Accra still have mounds of filth from the floods heaped all over. There have so far been hundreds of cases, with 5 deaths recorded in the city. With all indicators suggesting another outbreak, Anodame has been visiting some hospitals to find out how prepared they are.
The Mamobi Hospital appears quite well prepared, but it is yet to have a confirmed cholera case. 7 residents from Ayawaso Central, the hospital has made room for 20 beds and a shed outside its cholera unit. The situation at the Adabraka Polyclinic was peculiar because the cholera unit, which also has room for 20 patients, has been left to rot just 3 years after its construction. A little over a month ago, I was here to find out at Adabraka Polyclinic's preparedness for any state of cholera outbreak whatsoever. I'm back here today, and as you can see, nothing has changed. The tents are the same, no refurbishments whatsoever. The beds are all torn, and the wooden structures here are so dilapidated it can't be used. And so what the hospital has to do is to improvise, because they also serve the whole of Usuklote district. They have converted some of their rooms into OPDs, and the general OPD has now been turned or converted into a cholera unit. Hospital Administrator Dr. Yao Edusipuku says the AMA and NADMO are responsible for the unit.
We wish we had cholera tents all over the place, male, female, but we don't have.
You used to have a cholera unit, which was the tent that could take about 20 patients, if I remember. But now it's in shambles. When are we going to see it's being repaired?
I think this question must go to the Accra Metropolitan Authority. Those tents were put up not by us, but in collaboration with NADMO and AMA, okay? So we need your help.
So Dr. Edusipoku tells us that the AMA, NADMO and other organizations will have to answer for why the cholera unit in his facility is still in shambles. And that's why I have come here to see the director of the Metro Public Health, Dr. Ebenezer Boateng.
Yes, I'm aware of the situation in Adabraka Polyclinic, and AMA is doing everything possible to make sure that we fix the problem there. Yes, we have sent, the engineers to assess the situation, and they are working on it. The AMA has received the request and AMA is working seriously on it, and if I can only tell you that it is receiving serious attention, and it will be fixed.
The Odona Clinic, situated near the incident of the fire and flood disaster, is also a casualty of the flood. They have no cholera isolation center and have not recorded any case yet. The director at the facility, Dr. Felix Frimpong, says they are well positioned to handle cases that will troop in.
We are in a very prone zone. We are actually in the flood zone. With a lot of population, a lot of food vendors. So we are on the preparedness to attend to anybody we suspect may have cholera, but we have not recorded any cases.
So do you have isolation center in this facility to care for cholera patients? Do you record any?
We do see diarrhea cases, and you treat the patient clinically. We will isolate the patient. We will resuscitate the patient, but we may transfer the patient depending on how the patient responds.
Meanwhile, health authorities are continuing to urge residents in the city to practice proper hygiene, as that will minimize any chance of a cholera outbreak. For Joy News, I am Hannah Odami.
Pressure Group Citizen Ghana has launched a campaign dubbed Fly the Flag to whip up nationalism in citizens and encourage Ghanaians to place national interests above political and tribal interests. Gladys Osei covered the event for Joy News.
Pressure Group Citizen Ghana, they today have gathered at Manche Agbona, and their call is to all Ghanaians to get it right, because they believe that too many things are being gotten wrong. And so when you walk in here, the first thing they do is to usher you in with the flag of Ghana. I have been joined by Professor Alex Dodu. How different is Citizen Ghana from Occupy Flagstaff House?
Occupy Flagstaff House was started by the Concerned Ghanaians for Responsible Governance. Later the name got changed, but we realized that it's not about confrontation. It's about providing the platform for collaboration, for discussion. We have said that we are fully political and fully non-partisan. It's open to NDC, MPP, CPP, DRP. But what we are saying is that after voting is over, let's build Ghana. Let's build Ghana with our skills, because we can do it.
Right, what we intend to do is to start a conscientization campaign that each and every Ghanaian has something to do for the welfare of our country.
On behalf of Citizen Ghana, which is a group for everyone who is a Ghanaian, we want to declare Fly the Flag campaign duly launched.
Citizen Ghana has officially been launched. Everybody here is very happy, and behind me they just won't keep quiet because it's for them. It is an exciting moment. Are you happy?
Yes, I am very, very happy. I mean, we've achieved what we came here for. We came here to fly the flag and make the central issue the Ghana flag and the interest of Ghana alone. And we are happy. The crowd is good, the speeches were good, and I think the message has gone down well.
This is what I've been waiting for all this while. I mean, Ghana first. No political party, anything. Ghana first.
Children are very important in nation building, because whatever attitude you train them up with is what they grow up with. And so today, as Citizen Ghana has officially launched the campaign to raise high the flag of Ghana, I just want to interact with a few children here to find out what lessons they are drawing, whether they actually understand what is going on in their environment. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
What is your name?
My name's Adama Joseph Grot.
Adama, do you go to school?
Yeah.
Do you go to school?
Yes.
Which school do you go to?
St. Akrasu.
What class are you?
Class 2.
Class 2. Okay. What are you holding? This one. What is this?
Ghana flag. Ghana flag.
Say again.
Ghana flag.
What are the colors of the Ghana flag?
Red, gold, green.
How about the star?
Star. Black.
Good. So can you sing the national anthem? Sing it for me. God bless our home land.
Ghana, a rich and sure. go to the fair forever. Let go so freedom and fly. Without make sure the share us all the sea. And never feel inside and mess up more.
It's all there. They have it. It's in the spirit. Entertainment is an essential part of every program, and so the organizers of today's Fly the Flag campaign launch made sure it was an integral part of the show. The challenge was, however, fusing the nationalism theme with entertainment. Julius Abagi reports they found a way to do it with artists such as Barima Osei, Nana Asare, and the cultural troupe, the Ekpan.
The choice of performers for the launch reflected the patriotism and nationalism the movement seeks to project. Hip life musician Barima Osei performed one of his hit songs, Sentinel, and ended his performance by encouraging all to make it a point to educate younger ones about the Ghana flag and do away with partisanship, since it only divides us as a people. The event also saw other performers who made the crowd yearn for more. They included Afropop singer Checheku, Jamestown Banlogo Group, and poet Nana Asare.
Right, we're taking business next to. Stay tuned.
Time now to talk business. My name is Eton Amse. Government has downplayed suggestions that the country may be slapped with another judgment debt arising from its disputes with digital terrestrial migration company StarTimes. The company was handling the upgrade of the country's broadcasting systems from analog to digital until government abrogated the contract. StarTimes, however, maintains it still has a valid contract and is threatening to pursue its rights in court. Deputy Communications Minister Ato Sapon, however, tells Joy Business government followed due process in terminating the contract, contrary to the claims by the company.
That contract was terminated on the 14th of January 2015. And thereafter, as you are well aware, they went to court trying to...
We apologize for that. We'll bring you that story later on. And government is partnering Mauritius to build an ICT park with 50 centers to help address Ghana's ICT needs. A business processing outsourcing BPO center is also to be set up in the next 4 months to provide some 10,000 jobs. Deputy Communications Minister Ato Sapon speaking at the launch of the 2015 Africa Mobile and ICT Expo maintains the move forms part of government's quest to build the right infrastructure to develop the ICT sector.
The Africa Mobile and ICT Expo MOBEX 2015 will assemble captains, investors and stakeholders in the ICT industry to discuss and identify the opportunities for employment in ICT.
MOBEX 15 will serve as the ground to provoke a thought on Ghana's own technological advancement and how we can make these advancements reflect in our socio-economic development. There are so many opportunities, but because most of us don't know, we end up going to school doing the same courses, coming up with the same degrees, looking for the same job that only exists for a few, and therefore the unemployment rate keeps rising. Today, we are about launching the roadmap that will change and will forever transform the way we think and how we adopt ICT in this country.
Addressing the launch, Deputy Communications Minister Ato Sapon lauded the initiative and revealed plans by government to build the needed infrastructure for the ICT industry.
We are investing in what we call the Business Processing Outsourcing Center, a 10,000-seater BPO center that we are investing in with support from the World Bank and other donors at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. When done, and completed in about 3 or 4 months' time. The objective is to build a one-stop shop where business processing outsourcing can take place. Our aim is to use the BPO center to create as many as 10,000 direct and indirect jobs. We have secured almost a 50-acre land somewhere around the Tema end of the motorway, where we are going to develop what we call an ICT park. An ICT park where anybody at all with any innovative ideas can come in, set up a small office space without paying much. Once we build this, hopefully 50 buildings at the ICT park, anybody at all coming out of school need not worry.
Atusapong also indicated that government is partnering Mauritius to build the ICT park, which already has an advanced park established, with the rest of the work expected to start in September this year. MOBEX 2015, scheduled to come off in July this year, will host an ICT exhibition, leadership conference and job fair.
A retired banker and former finance minister Yao Osafo-Mafo, together with some financial analysts, are calling for sanctions for managers of the country's finances and the economy at large. The analysts maintain for Ghana to improve its fiscal performance, people must be made to account for their tenure in office and must be sanctioned if they fail to manage the economy effectively and efficiently.
We have run the economy based on basically discretion. The few rules we have, like Bank of Ghana Act 612 of 2002, which I spearheaded, has no sanctions. And therefore people come and violate them and nothing happens to them. We need to have sanctions to these things. If we have an appropriation act and set limit to expenditure, then for heaven's sake, whoever breaks the limit, that very good reason must suffer for it. And people should begin to lose their jobs because they have violated our own fiscal policies.
You have the governor. The governor of the Bank of Ghana is the one who is responsible for monetary policy. So if the governor is monetizing or financing the deficit of the ruling party or the ruling government, then I'm saying that if there's somebody to be sanctioned, then the governor is the one who has to be sanctioned.
Destination inspection companies, DICs, are making a strong case against suggestions of ceasing operations at the country's ports by August 31. The Trade and Industry Ministry its letter to the DIC stated that government's contract with all the 5 companies is due to end on 31st August for a new company, West Blue, to operate a single window from the 1st of September. Clearing agents have kicked against this, insisting it's the same kind of window GCNet is currently operating. The DICs have reiterated this, adding they are expecting their contract to end only in 3 years' time. The managing director of Ghana Link Network Services, Nana Samabwedu, has been explaining this to Joy Business.
None of us was expecting to leave after 31st August because we met the then Minister for Trade. That was last year, August.
You mean which minister?
Minister for Trade.
Which is?
Haruna Idrisu, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, and then the Minister for Finance, Honorable Setekwe, and then a Deputy Attorney General, and then a representative from the BNI, last year. And we were told that we were going to have a 3-year phasing off period. So all of us started investing and making a lot of plans towards the 3 years. So we do not have the slightest idea that we'll be going by 31st August.
But, I mean, as per your contract, you agree that it ends on August 31.
The contract, that can be an appendage to the contract. We have memos to that effect.
For business, my name is Etonamsi. Many thanks for your time. George Ado Jr. is standing by with sports.
Let's do some sports now. We'll start with the Ghana Premier League. And angry Great Olympic supporters disrupted the team's training this evening. The enraged fans prevented the players from training in the wake of their disastrous campaign this term and vented their anger on the management and technical team present. They also seized their equipment, including footballs and cones. The fans are demanding they return to the Nungwa Park where they can monitor their progress amid a frustrating campaign on their return to the domestic top flight. The Wonder Club has flirted with relegation since the start of the season and currently lie 15th on the table. Let's still do a story that's related to the Ghana Premier League, and Heart Lions have been dealt a blow in their quest to win this year's Premier League following an order by the Ghana Football Association to temporarily ban them from using the Pando Stadium as their home grounds. The decision was taken after the unfortunate incident where supporters of the club threw objects at match officials during and after their matchday 18 game with Bichim United in Pando. The Premier League board will determine the venue for the subsequent matches in accordance with the provisions of Article 15 of the GFA General Regulations. But Joy Sports understands they will play their home matches at the Wasil Clay Stadium. Let's do some more and just find out what's happening on the continent. And in Nigeria, coach Stephen Keshi met with the Nigeria Football Federation's disciplinary committee on Tuesday to answer questions on why his name appeared on the list of candidates to manage Ivory Coast. However, goalkeeper Vincent Nyema declined the chance to appear to answer questions about comments he made about playing an international match in Kaduna.
Coach Stephen Keshi has been meeting his country's football federation today to answer questions about why his name appeared on the list of candidates for the vacant Ivory Coast job. There were also question marks about the international future of national captain Vincent Nyema. He failed to attend today's hearing, where he was to explain his less than complimentary remarks about hosting this month's Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Chad in Kaduna. The goalkeeper had questioned the city's security. Nigeria's most capped international could now be in line for a lengthy ban following both his remarks and non-attendance.
And tomorrow we'll see Kumasi Asante Kotoko try as much as possible to prevent what has been a little bit of a crisis. They will be playing Ashanti Gold in the MTN FA Cup. That'll be all for sports tonight. I'm George Ado Jr. July will join us with some more. You have a good night.
Right, then I'll be all for the bulletin. Before we go a quick round through our top stories. Akrami Alfred Vanderpool has vowed to go ahead with the demolition of a section of the old Fadama slum despite protests from residents and key figures in the governing National Democratic Congress. A member of parliament is meanwhile demanding a tightening of security there after rioters invaded the house yesterday, vandalizing property in the process. Elsewhere, traders and transport operators are protesting the relocation of the KJT bus terminal to make way for the Grand Kumasi Central Market. Government has downplayed fears the country faces another judgment day controversy over the abrogation of the contract for the upgrade of the country's broadcasting systems from analog to digital. And pressure group Citizen Ghana Movement has launched its nationalism campaign to get Ghanaians to rally around the flag. That'll be all for the bulletin. My name is July. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good evening.
This is Joy News Prime.